Hi everyone, this is Neeraj Goel on Coach Speak by R once again, your host, bringing on a very great personality today. Let me introduce Miss Leena Gupta. And before we try and begin doing some answering and questioning with her, there is a lot to talk about her. I understand she is a lot of, kind of engaged with a lot of stuffs with multiple companies, individuals, freelancers, consultants. I don't know what not she is doing, and after long time of asking her about an appointment, finally we got one. So ladies and gentlemen, I have Leena Gupta. She is a professional coach for corporate training, specifically into business development and personality development, relationships, and anything which can create you a better person. There is a lot to talk about, the interpersonal skills and stuff. So let's begin and ask directly from the person, Leena Gupta. Hi Leena, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Neeraj. First of all, thank you so much for those kind words. I'm getting to hear them after a really long time.
You all deserve this. I understand. So how you been? How is your life treating you?
Very good. Kind of occupied, but I try to make work-life balance.
Excellent. We'll talk about this as well. So Leena, we'll begin with one straight question. What exactly this transformational coach is, and how does it support to an individual or a company?
To begin with, Neeraj, I am a certified soft skills trainer and an image consultant and a government NABIT certified trainer.
Wow.
Actually, I started with giving up training as a freelancer trainer in the institution in my city in order to share my knowledge and my experiences with the students who are aspiring a corporate employee. And I used to do it as a random without even bothering that they are paying me in return or not, without bothering for any reward. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
I really don't know how this tag of transformation coach is given to me by students as they think that I am transforming them, you know.
Wow. Wow. Mhm.
So
So you are
it's
actually doing a lot of small bits of elements, which is actually called by your students, and they are now calling you as a transformational coach. I think that is impressive. Tell me more about it.
Neeraj, it actually started. I after completing my like 15 years of corporate journey, my senior most manager recommended me that looking at my people skill, he recommended me that why don't you get into training? Couple of months back, we were into a discussion and we were talking about destiny. You know, from the day one, this training thing was hitting me from left, right, center, from anywhere. Helena, you are very good in this subject. Why didn't you train? I said, I can do that part. But किसी को सिखाना is not a piece of cake. So I'm not doing that. You know, and again it hit me, and you keep on avoiding it, you keep on ignoring it, and finally it's like now, now it's time. Get into it. I started it basically just to help them not to do the mistakes that I did, to learn from my mistake and tell them to, shortcut a little bit, reduce your efforts in achieving your dreams. That was this basic idea.
Okay. Okay.
They associated with me so well, especially the people who are from telecom industry, especially the people are from who are finance industry, because I have worked like 15 years, 8 years into telecom and 8 years, 7 8 years into banks and non-banking finance. They quickly
Mhm.
associate with me. And
Mhm.
apart from, when you talk about soft skills, I have never been into giving only gyan. I have always been trying to involve experience based learning. And I think
Okay.
that is one thing that has been acting as a game changer for me, has given me this transformation coach wala time.
Right. Exactly. No, I think that's I would say it's a spontaneous strategy which transformed you as a coach over the period, which now you are calling as a transformational coach. So you followed a basic principle of not giving a gyan, but actually giving an experience to feel for the people, and then they start looking at you as a guru, and now you are a coach. What an excellent, impressive story to begin with. So, Leena, I just wanted to circle back to something before we get into more discussion about how you do, what kind of industry types and stuff. We would like to know about you first. Who are you, Leena? Who is Leena? And how is it been so so pretty impressively charming when we talk about Leena Gupta? So how you have created that personality over the period, how you began your life journey, and where you started from schooling, college, when you got married, kids, everything. We would definitely want to know about you first.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. Sure. Um, I have always been into that zone of, strive for continuous improvement instead of getting into perfection zone. And I'm absolutely a firm believer on that. And now, what will I do is the question that bothers most of the youth. However, my plan was absolutely clear in beginning itself that, after completing my graduation and never stopped improvising myself, adding many skills, and I am a bania. I belong to a middle class family. I'm the senior most kids in my family, and I never have a pressure of acting as a role model. Okay, because you have been taking your first hero, being a boy or being a girl, your first hero in your home is your dad. You know, you keep on imitating about him, and
Uh,
I just used to have one glimpse that this man gets up in the best of the dress and he carries his briefcase and he gets up in the morning. And because he had that specially disciplined schedule, he's been treated specially. My mom make
mm,
yummy dishes out of him, everything of his choice, things are at its place. So I just wanted a simple life. Getting myself into a job, a good job, is that's what all I wanted. A good job so that I become independent as soon as possible. Dress up absolutely smart for a good office, carry a briefcase as the way my dad used to, and get a special treatment at home. That's it.
uh, nice,
And
nice.
this desire made me do crazy yet interesting thing. You would be thinking, you would be surprised to know that I am a travel and tourism graduate also. I have also, if you remember, sometime in 99, 98, there was a huge boom. Two big brands came in, NIT and Anaptech. They introduced computers in India, and
Right,
people
right,
are running after that industry. So I just wanted to have that one element in my education also, so that as soon as I join in a company, I should not be lagging behind in any domain. As I told you
right,
that I have been never been taking a shortcut into something. you know
right,
I have always done every bit in order to improvise myself so that I can fit into that frame. For example,
mm-hmm.
if you want to be a CEO of the company, you should do all the things that CEO does. you know you should be a And that is the same way I visualized myself. Okay, I need to look good, I need to have that good taste, I need to know how to walk, talk, sit, I need to know how to operate computers. And that was, I kept on educating myself. You would be surprised to know that I learned French too, but that was a complete disaster. I learned French too because French, according to me, French is something like absolutely a flowery thing. The way we treat Urdu in India, if you want to, quote something sugar, we use
Uh,
Urdu in India, and so is the French. So,
oh,
these are crazy things that I did in order to fit into that my desired reputation or image that I always wanted to have for myself.
right. No, I think that's an absolute brilliant to know that. See, it's what I can feel the energy coming from you is you wanted to be in the picture very perfectly, and you have a very you don't have a very bigger goals to achieve in life and all independence and all of that. You really want to be very happy, contented in one good job as to complete fully dressed and to all tantrums and to like good taste and everything. And I think this is the easiest way to explain how you should start. And this fortunately people who are listening to you should relate and resonate with you definitely, that they are looking out for someone to become. So what they see, what they become is something as a say. So I think that is something which has actually been shown by you. And now is the time when I seen your lot of posts and engagements. Moving on to something which fascinate me, that you immediately get clicked with people when you start speaking. Everybody start looking at you, and that is a skill everybody wants to learn. And I have also seen that there are students you interact with every now and then in schools and in institutions. Tell me something more about this kind of experience. How do you deal with students and how they gel up with you, and what all things you teach them?
Basically, initially when I joined, for example, I'm sitting in front of you, and as you start talking, there is just one point that you, unless and until the entire conversation, Neeraj, if there is one point that you relate with the person who you're talking to, the conversation will not go on, you know, because there
Mhm.
is nothing that you could relate apart from pitching your business.
Correct.
Unless and until the conversation will come to an end because the message has been passed. However, in
Mhm.
my workshops, in my training, the only thing is that I try to relate and bring my experiences so that they actually relate what am I talking about. And for example, if I'm asking somebody to present themselves, when you present yourself, you try your level best to give the best version of you.
Mhm. Okay.
However, the only thing that I have been able to give to my students and try to explain them, that you have to give best version of yourself, not somebody whom you are copying. No.
Mhm.
And that yourself is something that I have been working upon. That you tell me, what is one thing according to you which is missing? Bring it on the
Mhm.
table and let's work together on it. And yes, if it is of not my subject, I will guide you to somebody who is good at it. That is absolute honesty. And they don't
Right.
want to study with me, they just want to be with me. That is the only reward I have been getting from the students.
Yeah, they want to be just near you, just to
Yes,
they feel more comfort and more cozy when they are with you, that now we have someone to look at. Right, right.
absolutely. Only
So you're
thing
talking
is,
about simplicity, you're talking about the simplicity, you're talking about who you are specifically. We are not copying somebody, but who we are is something which is more authentic to the people when we start discussing and try to create a bond. And if they feel the same, it's not a it is never ending a conversation, then it can go on, right? So that
exactly,
is a
exactly.
Mhm. So how do you move to such? Now I can see that you are more aligned to corporates and that too specific to the financial domain corporates. Now, how does this happen? So why only you are more inclined to financial part of it, or maybe people from financial industries are coordinating with you? What about the others? So is it a mix and match, or is it a priority you have created?
No, to answer this question, I have been, my career started with the telecom industry. I was part of two telecom industry, and looking at the same element initially when credit card was launched in India. Okay, then at that point in time, I already was having a 4 years experience on papers in credit cards underwriting. So I was like
Oh,
picked up by a bank as if I'm already graduated into something they're starting with.
right, right.
And that is how they I associated with them. The moment they used to talk about fraud or anything, the elements used to come out of my word as if they are asking me to say a two number two table. Absolute as simple as that. Oh no, I know this is going to happen. I know this is fraud. I know this is fake. Why? Because I had a hands-on experience. I don't fake about it. If I said I don't know, I don't know. Yes, I can find it out for you, but that's the
Hmm.
reality. You know, actually, what happened is that is the reason. As soon as people of finance background come and acquaintance of mine, they relate to me based on my past experiences. They find something
Correct.
common. The only thing that I told you a moment back, that there has to be some point that there is common among two people you're talking. Only then the
Correct.
conversation can go on.
Right. Right. Agree. Agree. So why this is why so you comes from telecom and finance background. That is why giving you an extra edge, and you understand that industry, people relate with your knowledge. And since you are there in the system before they have even started, so maybe that is why you are carrying that kind of an extra edge with you, and people are relating and giving you the opportunity to work, or they have certain streamlines to work with. That's amazing. So now, moving on to something which is more specific about the today's world. So I wanted to understand that there are a lot of to who I interact with, every now and then when we speak, as we're calling it as the coach speak. So I happen to be, or fortunate enough to be, speaking to a lot of coaches across the globe, a lot of the public speakers, authors, writers, trainers, corporate trainers. So since I can see it is so vast as an ocean, people are coming and trying to do as much as possible for the people. Together, it is actually coming with something as a confusion for the people who are actually taking the service. Now is because there are, if I am looking for a transformational coach, I'm not talking about you, but I'm on a random side. If somebody is typing transformational coach in LinkedIn or Google, you would also agree that there are so many people who are doing differently the same thing, or maybe different things same way. I don't know. So it's
Mhm.
just, how do you relate to this, and what is this particular qualification criteria to such people who really want to take service? What they should be looking at in a coach to make sure that this is the right coach for them, because there are so many options available these days, and without trying they don't even understand. But before trying, what could be the qualification criteria, or maybe the prerequisites they should have in their mind to understand that these are the couple of shortlisted coaches and they should be speaking with them? What do you suggest to the people like me who want a coach?
Okay. Let me answer you with one of my testimonial.
Okay.
The student said the reason she chose me was I'm the only coach she came across who did not make her feel inferior.
Oh, okay. But that is an experience she's sharing.
She said that as soon as she got in touch with me, I did not made her feel that this is something uh, you are not doing good, or this is something bad, negative.
You're not pressing him or her down in any way.
Yes, that is what is missing in most of the coaches, because they are making, their basic basic rule of Neeraj speaking to somebody is you have to make the other person comfortable.
Correct.
And as soon as the person gets comfortable with you, that person will start enjoying your company.
Mm.
And at my own level, I'm not doing a word of mouth, but yes, I just trying people to make them, and I'm just trying my level best to make people understand, to make the people whomsoever they interact, make them comfortable rather than dominating them, proving their point, pulling them down, or justifying themselves. No. That is not
How
the
do you
being,
do that?
or being a
How
part of any
feel
fashion.
comfortable? No, I agree. I absolutely buy your point. So we definitely want to make people comfortable and very very approachable to us. So how do you do this? What are the techniques which you want to share to aspirants who are into coaching industry?
I would rather say that first, there's so much stuff today is the social media world, Neeraj, as you know, you are the master of the game. There are many things, many knowledge, too, in fact, too much knowledge available nowadays that people are not able to find out what suits them.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know one thing that is missing in you. First, you need to realize, for example, if somebody is looking for a coach, that person should first of all jot down what is one thing he want to start working upon himself. What is one quality that he needs to improve upon?
That clarity has to be there. What is to be worked on, of course.
Clarity has to be there.
Hmm.
More than 50 or 60% people do not even know what is missing. What do they want?
Yeah, they just hang around and they say, okay, I am not feeling well. I don't
Absolutely.
know that. They're confused or something of that sort.
Absolutely. My intention of first of all, you very well know that I was initially hesitating to become a trainer because for me it requires a lot of patience. I was pushed to become a trainer. And when I became a trainer, I got to know the reputation of trainers or teachers are like very pitiful in India. And this is supposed to be the most respectable profile, you know.
Exactly. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I initially only wanted to help people to get into the role or frame that I have been into. Simple. Learning from my
Right.
experiences. And I got myself trained on how to train people. That's it.
All right. So this is something which is more related to you are saying that somebody would definitely I think it is about self-realization that what exactly you're looking for.
Exactly.
It's
Well,
like, you should know that this is where I'm lacking, and that acknowledgement has to be done by that kind of analysis has to be done by self. Instead, somebody else tell you that
you
this is
need
where you
somebody along with you. For example,
are lacking.
just to answer you and give you a crisp answer, for example, I think 2 months back, a gentleman approached me via references, and he said, "I'm already at assistant vice president position in a company." All right, and he said that somebody gave me a reference that you can help me. I said, "So which area you want?" I said, he said, "I want some help in presentation." As soon as I'm gathered group by people, I feel very anxiety because I am surrounded by so many people. I said, "Okay, sir, I am a soft skill trainer, and let me start helping with you on only two topics: public speaking and presentation skills." And slowly, when we started our Zoom online session, I got to know there are so many areas that he needs help upon. You know, for example, even if you are sitting with me and you keep on talking with me, Neeraj, there are many things that I we talk about, and I got to know the reason behind your this opinion, maybe some incident or situation that happened back in your childhood or college days, due to which you have formed that reputation. No, ye to, because she's like that, you have that image issues because of one situation,
Perception
one
you
incident.
create. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
Things
Right.
come out on the table as we groom, as we train, things come out on the table, and we slowly start working upon them. Unless and until people are comfortable with somebody, I'm insisting on this topic of being comfortable, they will not talk about anything that they badly want. Presentation is skills or public speaking is just, I would call it a part of a trend.
Okay.
Frankly telling you.
Right.
They
Right.
need somebody to discuss upon the instances due to which they have fallen into an image which they badly want to come out of. I
Correct.
just try to
Correct.
be that person. That's it.
How beautiful it is. to understand this from person like you who is so heart to heart conversation. Is direct. I can see is coming directly from within, and you are sharing that thought over the experience you have learned and groom yourself. Now you're talking about grooming people, and people are willingly coming to you and asking things. So it's so beautiful to understand. Now, moving on to this section of asking and understanding about this generation part of it. I always ask such questions to the coaches because I can see there is a lot of generation gaps going on. You know, to my level, I don't see a lot of coaches were there at my time. Now there people have access to coaches, access to information. There are, you know, bibles of information available. There are people who are ready to do hand holding, and still they are struggling to find out the right choice. Still people are not knowing what they want to do apart, and they are struggling so much that they are just wasting time on internet doing something which is not even sensible to look at or anything of that sort. I'm talking about this generation, and they are, I don't see there is any kind of a elevating element also, that they are trying to work out on something on themselves. The most I can see as a marketing guy on a very darker side of it is people are actually wasting time on internet. They are scrolling, they are looking at reels, they are creating reels of no use. If they look this reels after 10 years of their own, they will feel shy what they have done, and people around them also. So to such particular group of generation or person, young guys, how would you suggest to transform from, not transform, just to get out of that zone and try to look for the career building up, and then start building up as a personality? So this is something struggled, I can see a struggle for a younger people also, and the parents of these guys as well. So what do you suggest, what they should be looking at, and how they start performing to self realization of finding out the flaw?
First of all, Neeraj, I would want to say that you are asking me to suggest or give a tip on something which is like, if I am asking my daughter to spit out the chewing gum because that is bad for health, first of all, I have to check my mouth. So this has gone that deep,
Mhm.
the
Okay.
topic that we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
started.
yeah.
This has
I
gone
agree.
that deep, you know.
So they will counter you back that you are also doing the same that way.
Exactly. Trust me, I have faced this example. For example, if I'm taking a class with a group of students, I think in November I went to Nainital, and I have a group of say about 150 students who were MBA in MBA, and as I was training them on body language, I said it's absolutely a bad manner if somebody is face to face in front of you and they were talking to you and you're looking at the phone. Immediately, a boy pointed out, "Ki ma'am, what you are saying is absolutely right. Lekin who's there to inform the same thing to our parents? Because we are groomed to behave in certain way because the place we are living in 24 by 7. Now you
Oh,
tell me.
so
I mean,
I
this
think this
is
is the part of the life now. You have to take it and move on. It's like that.
probably what needs to be informed to students or individual is where to stop.
Oh, yes. Okay,
For
I agree.
example, initially the phone started in order to keep us attached with the most important things, Neeraj. For example, we are aloof. So we have to be in touch with our family so that they don't get scared. We need to be in touch with our office because that is another baby that we are taking care of. Now that took a form of WhatsApp, that took a form of LinkedIn, and that took a form of emails. And we very conveniently bought everything to this dabba so that we are more connected.
And we are sharing anything which uh,
Exactly. Now what happens is while you are looking at the mail, a very important mail, as soon as you are done with checking out your mail, then you see, maybe let me check the WhatsApp if there is any WhatsApp. Now let me check the Facebook. Now let me, and this thing doesn't get off our hand.
You are making people realize today what they are doing. They are not
Exactly.
leaving the phone. They are taking phone in bathrooms and anywhere which they can think of.
Everywhere. I mean,
Right.
and this is I'm able to share it with you because I have got a nice hearing from students. Ki, what are you telling us? Who's going to tell it? Go back and tell our parents who are 24 by 7 on phone, even to the mothers who are housewives. This is at their hand. You cannot
Mm.
take it off. So the only way is to make them realize, Ki Neeraj, come on, it's 10 minutes, put it off. Alarm. Alarm them, stop. Stop, it's 10 minutes. Stop, it's 5 minutes. You switch, you took it for a mail. I hope you have done with your mail, put it back. That is the time that you need to alarm people. Put an alarm, 10 minutes, put it off. And that is how this can be controlled only as per my knowledge. Because that has gone so deep. And this is multiplying daily. This is multiplying
Yeah,
daily.
it is multiplying. You're right. You're right. So yeah, you're right in a way, stating that we cannot change what damage is already done. It's just that we can now have some mechanism to control it by alarming people around that stop doing so. And it is, I think people are actually talking about it and realizing over the period, because they also feel the same with their parents and their younger generations. So it is talk of the town, but it is not that to an extent where it is so intensive that people are actually taking actions on it, but they are actually talking, which is a good thing. Over the period, maybe we can see some transformation happening. So that is why we are talking about this, is because this is a struggle these days. So that may be one area where coaches can help, and they understand how to take the control, how to alarm people around and all of that. Now, having said that, I think we are good, all of this. So in the last, Leena, just wanted to ask you one quick question, and before we wrap up for today, I'm taking a lot of your time. I understand. I really don't want to make you wait. So is like, what is that one common message as a life philosophy or a tip or anything which you have followed over the period, and you want to pass it as a beacon to the new people who is listening to you today and want to take out something as one good message out of you, that if you do this, this is the one key thing which can transform you within, and then you can start working on yourself. What is that one thing which you have followed and you want people to follow?
I would just, in fact, I have just two messages. One, always strive for excellence. Everybody know that, for example, I go to a gym and in a minute, I maybe 10 minutes, I do 10 push-ups. So that is my challenge. Then next time, my next level will be maybe I can increase it to either 10 to 20, or I can improve on my time. That is the way how I can guess my performance. Okay. Always strive for excellence. Tip number two, there is no shortcut.
Yes.
You
Okay.
have to be consistent. Number three, in order to strive for excellence, always remember, my friend, there is a thing called life. Don't stop living it.
Oh, nice. Brilliant. No, I think that is the brilliant way of ending this particular session today. Striving for excellence and live life. That is why we are here. And you are not working as a machine, and you are people driven, you are emotionally driven, you are talking about the development of insight, and that can be only possible when you start living within. And I think it is an excellent, beautiful message by you today, and people, I'm sure, who is listening to this podcast today is taking something out of you, and they really want to get in touch with you. So anybody who wants to get in touch, there is leenagupta.com, LEENAA Gupta.com, and there are other things which I will be posting in the post. So always try to get connected. Corporates, individuals, students, Leena is very approachable, I understand, and I can see that, and I've been working with her for quite some time. Thank you, Leena, for coming and sharing your thoughts on on a lot of various activities what you are doing, and it was a wonderful session understanding a lot of things from you, and I personally gained some good insights. There were some one or two personal questions which I asked, and I'm sure these are getting related to the people who are just like me. So I really appreciate. Thank you very much for coming in, Sina, Lena.
Thank you, Neeraj, for having me here. And you're doing a wonderful job. These kind of interviews, if people want these kind of interviews along with their Instagram reels, I'm sure they are going to get some alarm and reminders.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you, Lena, for coming. And it is wonderful having you here. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Leena Gupta for you. For much of other actions and personalities like Leena Gupta, please keep following Coach Speak by RDMR. This is your host, Neeraj Goel, signing off. Thank you very much. Have a good day.